Welcome. My name is Paul Damian Wells. I'm a voting rights activist from Corvallis, Oregon, and I'm the chief petitioner for Prospective Initiative Petition 2026-1. So, what does this ballot measure do? This ballot measure would amend the Oregon Constitution to add a new section to Article 2. This new Section 6 reads, Presidential electors representing Oregon voters in the U.S. Electoral College may vote for the candidates garnering the most popular support nationwide. Wow, that's a mouthful, but if you download the full text of the measure, there's actually quite a bit more. In addition to the main issue, which I just read to you, this initiative contains 4 subsections, and each subsection is an independent but properly connected issue in and to itself. You're going to let the Electoral College electors vote for the winner of the national popular race. Fine. Who is the winner of the national popular race for U.S. President? And before you can determine the winner of the national popular race, you have to determine the winner of the Oregon popular vote for U.S. President. And these Electoral College electors, who are they? Are they elected? Are they appointed? Where do they come from? What I want to point out here is that this is a Final 5 ballot measure. It mandates, among other things, that ranked choice voting be used in the general election to ensure that the candidate with the most support actually wins the election. It also mandates a top 5 tracking poll to qualify candidates for the general election ballot. This is not a primary election, it's a 6-month-long tracking poll. This was necessary because it has to work for the U.S. presidential race, which necessarily means it has to be compatible with the existing major party primaries. Okay, Final 5 voting. What is it and why is it so important? Well, in 2020, a woman from Wisconsin named Katherine Geil wrote a book called The Politics Industry. This book right here. In it, she advocated for open top 5 primaries coupled with ranked choice voting in the general election. A complete overhaul of elections nationwide. Sounds great, kind of pie in the sky, and it's just a book, right? Well, it turns out that Katherine Geil is wealthy. I think that's a nice way to put it. And in 2020, Katherine Geil financed out of her own pocket a ballot measure in Alaska, ballot measure 2, which was a top 4 open primary coupled with ranked choice voting in the general election. Okay, so what you're looking at on the screen is the web page from ballotpedia.org for ballot measure 2 2020. And as you can see, it did pass. Great. Now, fast forward 2 years to 2022. Mrs. Geil, again, out of her own pocket, financed a ballot measure in Nevada. So what you're looking at on the screen right now is the web page from Ballotpedia for Nevada Ballot Measure 3 2022. And as you can see, it passed with almost 53% of the vote. Now in Nevada, for constitutional ballot measures, it has to be voted on in 2 consecutive elections. So it's already pre-qualified for the ballot in 2024. It'll be voted on again, and given the margin of victory in 2022, it almost certainly will pass. So that's all really great. Okay, so this is where it starts to get interesting. If you go down this Ballotpedia page, there's a section that shows the financial reporting, the donations received and expenditures made. As you can see, there was over $23 million raised for this ballot measure, which is just outrageous. Normally in a state the size of Nevada, you would expect to see $1, maybe $2 million raised. The really interesting point down here is that Katherine Geil, again, contributed $6 million of her own money But there were also 4 or 5 other individuals and organizations that contributed at least $1 million apiece. That's new. I've been active in election reform for 30 years and I've never seen anything like this. Okay, so fast forward to the upcoming 2024 general election. The Final Five initiative will be on the ballot in Nevada. It's already pre-qualified. However, it appears that Katherine Geil and her supporters intend to finance a Final Five initiative in Arizona as well. This is just rumor. There's nothing official, but it seems plausible and it seems likely. Beyond that, it appears that Katherine Geil and her supporters intend to finance a Final Five ballot measure in at least one state in future elections. And that's what Oregon Prospective Initiative Petition 2026-1 is all about.